This is it. I cannot believe it's been 4 weeks already. Oh my gosh. Anyways, this is the end of our Fly series. I hope you've been blessed by this. I personally have been challenged and inspired, and I really would love to hear back from you, your feedbacks and your comment. Please leave a comment and let me know what you have been learning or ways that this series has impacted you. But before we go to watch the last part of this series, let me take this time to say merci beaucoup. Asante sana. Murakoze cyane. So, I was flying back from Wisconsin recently, and as I was leaving Wisconsin, because I used to live in Chicago, for those who didn't know, and as I was flying over Chicago, I saw where I used to live. I had a different perspective because I was up in the air. Now, when I lived in Chicago, it didn't look like that before, you know? And that's what I came to learn. I came to learn that sometimes it has to do with where you are. Where you are in life creates a different perspective. See, when I'm in the plane, everything down looks small. When I'm up in the plane, every person looks small. Every problem looks small. Every issue looks small. Every conflict looks small. Every person I have been afraid of looks small. Every person that scares me looks small. Even my supervisor looks small. Why? Because I am up in the air. And I think that's what I came to even realize when I was reading the book of Isaiah chapter 40. Is the idea that when he says that those who wait on the Lord, that he will renew their strength, and that we will be able to move and fly like eagles. Why eagles? Because eagles fly so high. Eagles fly higher than any other birds. Eagles have a clear, amazing sight. And my question that I have for you is it possible that the things you're afraid of are because of where you are? Is it possible that maybe if you took a step away, that the things you're afraid of are actually small? That the people you're intimidated by are actually just like you? That the opportunities you are afraid to take? That everything sometimes has to do with perspective. Everything is perspective, truly, because see, the things that I will be afraid of, it's not the same if I'm on a high level. See, sometimes we lack being on a high level. Sometimes we are stuck in small talks. Sometimes we are stuck in places and people who only see things from here. But when I was up in the air, when I was going over Chicago, I realized that there are many people who are afraid of things, that if only they took a different perspective, the things they're afraid of will be so small. The people they're intimidated by, they will be so small. That when I looked down at Chicago, everything seems small. Every person seems small. Every building seems small. But when I am down, every building is big. Every building is huge. But when I'm up there, everything seems so small. Is it possible that you have been dreaming small because of your perspective? That the things you are afraid of, the school that you want to go to, you're like, there is no way I can do a master. There is no way I can get a doctorate. There is no way I can have a happy and healthy marriage. There is no way I can walk in a room and speak and everybody stops and listen. Is it possible that you are looking it from down here? That maybe God is looking up there and he sees you and say, you are dreaming small. You are wanting, your dreams are in a box. You are limiting yourself. Because I was so afraid when I wanted to go do my master's. I was like, My older sister never got one. My parents never got one. My grandparents never got one. I was afraid to do my master's. I was like, what if I fail? And then when I went for my doctorate, I was like, what if I fail? I was afraid because I was like, I don't know how I'm gonna do this, but I know that I want to do it. I didn't let my family educational history limit me. And sometimes we limit ourselves because our parents never did it, our friends never did it, and we're like, well, if they never did it, who am I to do it? The question is like, what can't you do? See, this is what I believe that even the Bible talks about renewing our mind, is the ability to understand that we can do all things through Christ who strengthens us. All things, not just some things. The things that you used to be afraid of, you can do it now because Christ is your strength. Christ is our strength. In times our insecurities comes in, Christ becomes our peace. For me, I see a mountain and I'm like, this is going to strengthen me. This is going to allow me to learn something new about myself, about my strength. See, everything is about your mind. Do you want to start a school? Do you want to start a business? Do you want to start an NGO? Do you want to run for president? Whatever you want to do, whatever God is calling you to do, He's not calling you to dream high and to go in high places without giving you the strength. Remember, the life is about perspective.